Good morning and welcome, and all the respected members on the dais and our guests in today's conference. I just have 5 minutes to lay the context and welcome everyone in terms of what this conference is all about and what are we expecting as an outcome from the day. So climate change is here and now. We cannot all the estimations of what may happen in 2050 or 2030 is not really as far off. We really have all of that which is happening now and which is real, and a lot of estimates suggest that the challenges will probably start to hit the agriculture much sooner than what we were all anticipating. So in terms of, and this challenge is not just with the farmers alone, it is clearly with the policymakers as they grapple with a whole range of issues around food security and the nutritional security. The problems exist with the private sector around issues of the supply chain predictability, on challenges what they say in terms of the volatility on pricing, how do they build up a greater predictive models around their business areas what they work with, and of course the increased volatility both in terms of price and also the supply chain predictability for the farmers as well as for the consumers is going to have a greater and larger impact in the years to come. The work which is happening on the climate change side will take a long time, whether in terms of the emission standards, whether in terms of much greater focus on reducing the fossil fuels, looking at more renewable energy solutions, or in terms of the work which is happening in terms of fundamentally altering the reversal of the climate change and how that is going to bring about lesser increased temperatures and perhaps more sobered down challenges around climate change. The issue on agriculture, and especially both for the food security, the income for the farmers, the adjustment of how the entire agriculture system responds to this change in climate and the increasing temperatures is something extremely severe, and we are already witnessing across the world in terms of extreme weather events, how it is impacting the crops, how the production gets impacted, how the food security's challenges are emerging in different facets and forms. And India is facing its own issues as well around the area in terms of the higher reaches. For example, the orchards in Jammu and Kashmir and Himachal, the apple orchard, they have to go to much higher reaches. How do we bring about solutions around these areas and the challenges what the country is facing? That is becoming increasingly critical, and something around that solutions have to be looked at. The context of today's conference really is around that whole lot of work. At one level, the government continues to work on the policy and fundamentally alter in terms of the work what is they're doing on the climate change, but really a very large number of models around new technologies, innovative business models, in some sense or the other, which are combating the effects of climate change on agriculture are already happening, and we are witnessing not one, but hundreds and thousands of enterprises which have come up over the years. So that whole startup ecosystem of new technologies, new work, how it is evolving and growing, that continues as a body of knowledge, as a body of work, and the field operation continues to increase. But the problem what we have witnessed in last almost a decade now, and which is a problem of all the startup system, but much more in agriculture, is that these technologies are struggling to scale up. So there's a local context to agriculture, that when you go to a state or you go to a village, you go to a farmer, there's an extremely local context in how the adaptation, how do they adopt to the technology, are they willing to pay for the technology, what impact it is really having on the farmers, is there enough adequate research happening to really make that assessment on on how the technology is impacting, really how it is impacting the incomes, and is it really enhancing in terms of the practicality of solution what is being offered. So technologies, while they're very good, a lot of them have got a huge opportunity in terms of really getting closer to the farmer and starting to build up, but they are struggling, they're not scaling up. We find very localized effort, we find very regional level efforts which are doing well, but really in terms of large scale rollout, that they can successfully evolve into large entities which are impacting in a very significant way the agriculture and the agriculture system, is really one of the challenges what we find that which is impacting. So the theme for this year, what we chose is that really what is the impact in the way forward? How can we help the technologies to really scale up? Are there other mechanisms both at the policy level, whether in terms of the civil society institutions as to what are the learnings we are drawing from that, or the private sector as to how can there be an assistance mechanism where these technologies continue to evolve and grow and start to help the agriculture sector for they've been set up, so they become profitable, but at the same time the benefit accrues to the farmers and the agriculture sector. We picked up on 4 really critical themes, which is very germane to the agriculture, and really the climate change is having a big impact, so both in terms of solutions what can be found around that, as well as the one particular segment which is severely impacted with this change in the climate. So the first session what we have is on the renewable energy and the new models. We have got 4 technical presentations by technology companies, followed by a panel discussion of the experts who will debate, reflect and discuss issues around why renewable energy can become successful, what needs to be done about it, how they can be sort of the scale up can happen, and what solutions really are around available to them. So this becomes a part of the sort of in some form a recommendation that this perhaps can be a way around the scale up of the renewable energy. Women, I don't need to talk much, really in terms of the wrong end of the stick, both in terms of the legacy challenges around women in agriculture, but also the challenges as with the change in the climate, that the double burden of social norms, the legacy role for women, as well as their increasing role in the agriculture. So really they're bearing the brunt of the climate change. How are these technologies, how the innovations are really, the women centricity around these technologies, is it really aligned to what the social context is? Is it really aligned to their easy adoption? Are they becoming better off in terms of how these technologies can be adopted by women better and can go forward? The third session is about the adaptation, and which is around really that how the adaptation happens, what skills are getting imparted, how exactly it will roll forward. And the last one is on the corporate sustainability. So corporates have become part of the narrative on the development continuum, and clearly for reasons what I spoke before, both for supply chains, both in terms of responsibility that they have, increasingly building up a context around their engagement with the development continuum. In the agriculture sector, it cannot be denied, and we have absolutely some of the best corporates participating today, both in terms of in the panels, in terms of participation, and we are looking forward to that discussion. And all the panels will really reflect the challenges and how this evolves and grows. We have an exciting day ahead. We have more than 300 delegates registered. We have more than 35 panelists and technical discussions, and we are looking forward to really drawing a great deal of knowledge and understanding, and perhaps in a small way contribute to the entire narrative and discourse around climate smart technologies and what can be the impact and what can be the way forward. So with this, I welcome you all again, and looking forward to an exciting day. Thank you.